All right, welcome back to LearnWire. So we're diving into Agility Writer, and I gotta be honest, what I'm seeing that Adam from Agility Writer has done with the software the last 6 months is incredible. It's crazy. It's all these things that you wish that these AI softwares have. And so I'll be diving in, and I'm gonna have to chunk these up into different tutorials. Otherwise, I'll be creating an hour or two long video, right? So we're going to do a couple different things right over here, but I wanted to leave a comment below if you want me to do a full tutorial on creating projects and then also writing styles and so forth. But I'm going to just briefly show you what I'm doing right over here. And so if you go over here and then you go select projects, you can create a new project. You can see I had a couple of them in here already. I'm creating my LearnWire project right now. And basically we're titling it, we're putting in what our audience is, tone of voice, first person singular, you get to choose all that stuff. Concise, these are typically what are recommended. And I can show you that later as well, where you can actually just use a button and it'll automatically select things for you when you write articles in Agility. Super cool, but concise is best. And that's really what Google and users reading your content want anyways. They just want concise. We don't need these 2,500 word articles anymore. Even though Agility Writer is going to write us a big giant article, we really don't. We want it to be as concise as possible. Writing style, I can show you where I got this, right? So we select over here. There's a bunch of different ones over here. I believe it's recommended to use authoritative and conversational if you don't have your custom writing style. But I made a custom one, LearnWire, right? And I took, I'll show you that in a minute. We can put our neuron writer key. I'll do that at another time. And then we put in our business name. So where did I get this information? It says put background information telling me about LearnWire. We go over to our site over here and the about page. So I have this whole about page. I took all this information right over here and then I fed it into Agility right over here. And then I went ahead and just right off the cuff, just wrote my author's background, what I do as an author, a little bit more specific to LearnWire. You can pause the video and read that if you want. And then we can come over here and there's a really cool thing. You can push this button right here over here, use common terms. And what this is going to do is it's going to add the most, what Agility Writer has determined, because they're using ChatGPT, what AI really likes to add into their content to make it look like it's or basically it just gets identified as AI content. We can now add these in here. And then every time you do a run of this content, you can start going through. It's recommended to probably start dissecting it and so forth. And when you find things that are just like, yep, that's AI. Yep, that's AI. Go back in here to your project settings and add those in and put a comma and add those in. The more you prime this right over here, the better the AI content's going to come out and the least or lower that it will be detected as AI. And then you have Power Up Guide right over here. I don't know if I'm not going to use this right now, but this is where you can actually come over here and put custom set of instructions for either the outline. I'm going to discover what the Power Up is, but this is where you'll be able to do that. I'm going to go ahead and just create this. I'm not going to worry about this right now, but I can see a very nice use case for this because I'm not going to be writing articles that I'm doing a video first approach. So I want content that's coming straight from my reviews. And that's how I'm doing AI these days right now. And I think that's what the next kind of step is for creating content for the search engines. If you are like myself and you create YouTube videos first, then this is the next way to do it, to create completely unique content that nobody else has, and then use AI to write it up quickly for you. And inside of the Six Figure Freedom Club, you can go and check it out right over here. We have 112 members right now, and you can actually go through and look at the classroom. This is what you get access to immediately when you join. And right over here, I have a video first AI blogging mini course right over here where I go over the GPTs that I've created and the prompts that I've created and how to use Claude and ChatGPT. And then I use Descript as well, and how to put all that together to create some really great content that my content is ranking within 24 hours. And I'm actually getting traction on this website. So super, super good stuff. So if you want to go and check that out, the link will be below. Also, if you want to go check out Agility Writer, a link will be below as well. So I'm going to go ahead and create this project real quick. And once you push that button, we actually need to wait. And then there we go. Success, created new project. So we have our new project right over here called LearnWire. So then now what I want to do is I want to go over to my LearnWire YouTube channel, and we'll go over to LearnWire, just click on it, and we'll go to videos, latest. And then we have these different ones right over here. So we can come over here and look at this one, Short X Review. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. All right, so this is short pause, and then I'm going to go ahead and copy this URL over here and go back into Agility. I'm most interested in coming over here to the YouTube YouTube article. But before we do that, you can also go over to writing styles. I'm going to probably do a different tutorial on this, but you can go over and click new writing style. You're going to paste in a bunch of content up to 5,000 characters, and then it's going to identify exactly how you speak, right? And that's where I got this right over here. So this is where you'll come over here, you'll paste in an entire transcript from your video. That's how I'm using this tool. But if you don't do videos like I do, then you'll be able to go over and just grab an article that you wrote. Preferably, it would be something that you did a lot of human writing to, because then it would be able to gather how you write and what your style is. You'd paste that in right over here. You could even do multiple articles, paste that in right there, and then just put the name description over there, and then do create new writing style. You actually, after you click the button, you need to just sit there, honestly, for about 1 or 2 minutes. It just sits there and doesn't do anything, but it's actually working in the background. That's one thing on the UI that I would say to improve if Adam's watching this, that they need right away when someone clicks those buttons where it's creating this, we need to have a status right away, because I didn't really know what if it was working, and then I actually clicked it twice and then it created it twice for me. But anyways, we'll come through here. So that's a cool way to get your writing style. And then also under project settings, you can also, from a master level, tell it a lot more backstory about. So now you're priming the entire thing based on projects and based on writing styles. And then now we can go in here and start using the creation tools right over here. I'm going to try YouTube to article and just see how it's going to come out for me. So we're going to come over here. We're going to put that URL in right over here. You're going to validate the URL, and it says it's ready to go. And then we're going to say the title's already there, main keyword, short X review. I'm going to go ahead and literally just remove that. That's the main keyword is short X review. We already have our title, automate YouTube shorts, and I think that's already the title. So I'm going to generate an article title because I want it to be different than what my video was. So ultimate guide, short X review, unbiased and in-depth. So I'm going to go ahead and just take this part off. And I like that right there. And possibly we could go like this and just say ultimate guide, something like that. I think will look good. Fix that, and then we'll keep scrolling through here. So we have our main headings right over here. I could see what it's going to do for us, and it looks like I can't on YouTube. We can't select this is what it looks like, but we're going to go through here, and then here's that part right over here. So we can go over here and we can just click this apply smart defaults. If you're unsure what to select or what Agility Writer recommends, you can come over here and it says confused about too many settings. Click the smart defaults button to apply the best practices and settings to write high quality articles. I think that this has gotten to a point where there's just so many settings, which is awesome, because once you get your settings dialed in, you can start getting a really good result most of the time like you want it, which is great. But for beginner users diving into something like this with all these settings, it can be pretty overwhelming. So I do like how they have this button over here. We can say apply smart defaults and watch what happens over here. If I push this, boom, then it changed this one over here to concise. Now here's very important. So everything right over here is fine. We're going to leave it. We have full GPT turbo. I'm going to go with turbo right now. I'm actually, let's see if it'll actually let us use Claude 3 Opus. Advanced standard article structure. We'll just go like that. And then what I want to do is tone of voice. I'll just go friendly, casual, first person, professional, put all those in there. Point of view, automatic, no, I want first person singular, so I want to choose that. And then I'm going to come over here, and this is important right over here. I'm going to go all the way down, and this is where your custom writing styles are going to be down here. They're going to be titled custom, and we're going to go learn wire right here. I'm going to click that, concise, and then custom instruction and knowledge right over here. So we can enter custom knowledge for the entire article, but I don't really need to do that because it's going to grab the transcript from the YouTube videos. We do have a click create outline button. I want to see what the outline will end up being, what they're going to gather. So I'm going to go ahead and just push create outline and see what the outline will be from what Agility is going to come up with. But I already have my own idea of what I like this outline to look like. So we'll be right back in just a sec. Okay, so we're back, and it says Introduction to Short X, unique aspects, pricing structure, use cases. So pricing structure, I think that we will go with, what do? We do a dash, and then we do a table, I believe. That's how we do it. It's been a while since I've been in here, but I think that's what we can do, or I'm not sure if we have to put that in brackets or not. Use cases and potential, software functionality, creation process, final product. No, I don't want that. So I want this to say final thoughts. And usually in my GPT, I have it say the name of the software. It helps with SEO. And but I'm going to roll with it today. So final thoughts, comparison and value proposition, no, conclusion and recommendation. So I'm going to go with removing this right here. We have final thoughts and recommendation. I'm going to actually put that in right there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to move this one right here. I'm going to cut that. I'm going to put that in at the very end right here. And then what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to say LearnWire rating. And let's see if it will pick up LearnWire rating and put that in right there. Here's where keywords would come in. I think that the keywords, if we put in our API from NeuronWriter, we could get those right there. But I'm going to leave that alone. So we've got our introduction, or we've got our outline right there. And then here's your set power up guide, and then reset power up guide. So there is some instructions on how we can actually use this in here. There's firsthand experience. I'm going to go put that in as well. But there's also right over here, if we put author background in right over here on the power up, then it's going to pull from our background. But I'm going to probably skip that this time. Set power up guide. If you click that, you can come in here, introduction. You would just say this, come over here and just say strictly include the relevant information. Boom. So I'm just going to say it's this right here. When appropriate, I'm just going to say use author background when appropriate. And that's pretty much it. So this is for every step of the way right over here. And then probably final thoughts. I'll put that in right over here as well. Got it? So save settings right there. Then this is per article. So you have different tier levels. I'd have to draw it out on a map basically, but this is per article. You'd have to go in and do those settings, but there is a template as well. And then you can reset the power up guide right over there. I wanted to see where the setup power up guide, where the template is, instruction templates. So you would have this ability to select. I think if we have a template, you would actually be able to click and drag to use it. But we don't have any in here. But if we did have one in here, then it would show up right over here from what I shown you earlier. Okay, so we're ready to rock and roll, guys. We definitely want this firsthand experience also checked, because this is where it's going to incorporate firsthand experience, personal insights, and experiences at various points in the article to enhance its experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness, EEAT score. So that's important right there. We've got all this in here. I'm not really quite sure how to use internal links. I'm not going to do that right now. Number of AI images, we'll do 3. No photo with real people, none. Exclude people. I'm going to say exclude people, and colors default's fine too. Public setting. Okay, so we're going to add this to queue. We've got everything set and we're ready to rock and roll. So we'll be back, and it's writing our article. We'll be back in a minute. Okay, so we're back. The short X review is done. Let's go and take a look at this. So we have some images right over here. That is definitely not a usable image. And I also said not to use people. A little disappointed in that, but no big deal. I'm not going to use that as the thumbnail anyway, so no big deal. All right, so let's go through here. Hey there, so you have come across Short X yet? Have you come across Short X yet? It's this really nifty software that harnesses the power of AI to create viral worthy videos for platforms like YouTube, Shorts, blah, blah, blah. So just looking through here, I was curious, so I decided to dive in and give it my honest, no holds barred take in this ultimate guide. Picture this, ShortX is like having your very own video creation buddy right there in your pocket. Save precious time by tapping into cutting edge Mid-Journey DALL-E 3. These are things that I actually mentioned in my review, because you got to think about it. It's getting all this information about ShortX based on my own review. So that's really good. The best part is you don't need to have some kind of tech genius or have a massive budget to make the most of it. ShortX keeps things incredibly simple, kicking off of a mere $15 for 5 AI. So that's 100% factual right there. How cool is that? Blah, blah, blah. Cool. Takeaways. ShortX is AI-powered software, affordable pricing structure, this user interface, ShortX highly, its pricing options, 9 out of 10, user interface, 8 out of 10, video quality. Not really sure if I graded it like that or not, but interesting. And then we have the unique aspects. So these images for this kind of thing are just not going to really work, but that's okay. ShortX stands out with AI-driven. ShortX is AI game changer for video marketing, trailblazer in the social media space. So let's see right over here is that video. Actual video. Let's go take a look at that real quick.
This is the remarkable 2. And
yeah, so that makes no sense at all that they Trailblazer in the social media place. This is why we have to go and check these new AI processes out. I would need to remove this link right here. It has nothing to do with the ShortX software. The images are no good. All right, let's talk numbers. Starter plan $15, ultimate 50 is $150, I believe, and then the cost per video is $3 the entire time. So it did a great table from what I remember. This is accurate. Starter package, use cases, right over here. I recently used ShortX to create a series of educational videos about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu techniques and the processes. So that is 100% made up right there. Has nothing to do with, I have no idea what that is. And then here's another. So I'm really not quite sure about some of what it's doing right here. And then it's adding another YouTube video, random YouTube video. Don't know what that is either. Software functionality right over here, the progress tracker. Kept me informed every step of the way. That's true. To really showcase the software's capabilities, let me walk you through creating a video. I decided on the topic 15 abnormally large dogs, blah, blah, blah. Pretty good. Creation process. Topic selection. Okay, looking good. All right, so here we go. LearnWire rating. All right, so let's chat about my experience with ShortX and what LearnWire had to say about it. Full disclosure, I've been on the lookout for a game-changing creator, blah, blah, blah. So some of it's just fluff, right? It just keeps talking and talking. That's why, in a sense, I like my Claude and ChatGPT approach. It just cuts right to the chase, 600 words, and you will know if you like the software or not. But nonetheless, let's see. Let me break it down. So pricing options 9. So it made this up. I didn't go over this at all. It made this up. And pricing options 9, user interface 8, video quality 9, efficiency. So yeah, it made this up. I did not do that. So I would need to put specifically in the prompt what I want it to be or what the score ends up needing to be. So that's something I would need to improve on the writing process. And then we just keep coming through here. Final thoughts, in my opinion, ShortX is a game changer, blah, blah, blah. And then it added these FAQs. I don't know if I selected that or not. I don't want FAQs. So I'm going to take FAQs off. I'm going to go ahead and copy this right over here. We're going to copy this all the way up to the top to right there. I'm going to copy that. And then we're going to go and start doing our testing. So I'm going to go into my ChatGPT over here, my prompt right over here. Let's just go view my GPT. This is the way I'm going to grade it from now on. I'm just going to paste that in and then push enter. We'll also go in over here we're going to now start using Grammarly. So I've added in a section over here called Grammarly. We're going to start grading Grammarly as well. That was a user suggested in the comments that I should get a Grammarly score because it will check for punctuation and so forth. So we're going to paste that in. Just paste that in, let Grammarly do its thing right over here as well. Review suggestions is a 68. So there's 68 issues, but that number is going to change. We're really going to go with just the overall score. I think we need to go with a score because this is all relative. This is a lot of text right over here. This is 1,700 words, and a lot of the other things I'm testing are 800 words, 1,200 words. So the larger the amount of text, obviously, the more issues you can have, the more suggestions. So I think that just overall, the score is going to be what's going to drive this. So I'm going to just say 86, and then I need to figure out what we're going to do with how we grade this. So this one's going to be, I'm actually doing another agility YouTube, and this is article 6. And so this right over here is going to be, what was it? So I need to put an 86 in right over here. I'll try to go and fill these in. I have all these, so I can go and do all that. And then I need to go and do the originality scores for these over here, which is most likely going to change the scores right there as well. We'll come back. We'll go back into the ChatGPT and see. Oh, I did the wrong one, guys. Sorry. I did the wrong GPT. We need our AI content grader, and it's going to go grade it for us now. So let's go in here and do a scan. So start a new scan in originality. This will be interesting because of all of the different things that we did customization wise. We're going to go and scan this now and see what originality score we have as well. So 33% original, 67 AI. So we come back in to here and the AI was at 67. So it's a 0.67 right there. The AI grade. So we come up over here. So it's right here. It's a 4. So we get 4 points for that. It's not horrible. It did score pretty high on the AI though. So even with all those inputs that we put in, all the custom writing style, all the branding, we're still pulling high AI numbers in originality. Let's go to Hemingway real quick. and paste our article in. And we've got a grade 9, not bad. So that's a 9. Our grade is right here. It still earns 2 points right there based on my chart. So then now we just need the helpfulness and human sounding. So let's go back over here, go back to ChatGPT. And this time it gave some recommendations for improvement. That's pretty cool. Let's go see if we can get the score over here. It didn't do it this time. So I need to say, give me, there's our score. So we got an 8 for helpfulness and we got a 9 for human sounding. So an 8 and a 9. And so just evaluating these numbers, for the most part, we're getting them pretty high. And so this is going to have to be taken with a grain of salt, right? Because we're getting over here a relatively high score for AI content right over here. You have to read through the content. And right now, based on reading through this, there was so much that I would need to change about the content and take out. And the YouTube videos that made no sense in the content, a lot of fluff, made up stories about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And those are not based on facts or based on anything that I said in I provided all of the content, and I personally don't think that it did a good job. So these scores right over here are just relative to just the content that you're plugging in general, right? What's wrong with checking this against facts and the rest of the content would have to be in a whole nother process. But this is just, you just need to be in mind, just keep in mind that these first 2 scores, they are just relative to ChatGPT doesn't really know everything there is to know about the topic that I even put in there. So it's not going to really know how to compare it necessarily. It's just looking from a technical standpoint, black and white, my content, does it sound like it's helpful? Does it sound human sounding? And that's where these scores are coming from. But just looking at these right over here, we're getting some really good scores. But this is the stuff that now scares, quote unquote, scares me these days, is the AI content scores. If this AI being high, I don't like that, because I want to shoot for only 20% AI. And so once you're looking at going over 30, 40, 50, up to 70, 80% AI, those are the things that I think that we are going to get hit by Google. And so, this workflow still, with all that advanced prompting, advanced background story and everything, we're still hitting AI numbers. Yes, this is just one software tool originality, but this is just one of those things, right? We trusted what Google said a year ago, that AI content's fine. And then look at this last update look at all the things that Google's struggling with now. They're losing market share. They lost 2 points of market share to Bing this last quarter or month. That was like 2%, which doesn't sound like a lot, but Google losing and going down. And then with all these AI content things, and then the manual de-indexing of sites, there's some crazy stuff going on. So I don't trust that you can just use AI content in a sense. That's a whole nother topic. So we're going to be going off of this. This is the part that it's going to get a 4 right there, and the Grammarly score right there. So I got to figure out what I'm going to add this one in at right over here in Grammarly. But right now, if I had to call this one, this would be, and this one was actually using, so this one's a little bit different of a test right over here, because obviously I was testing out the YouTube prompting and workflow process on Agility. This wouldn't be good enough for me to feel confident posting this on my website. As it stands right now, I still like my Claude and ChatGPT process, which writes a lot less content, but I still like it better than what Agility was able to create right here. So right now, I'm really more interested in what we can create for articles that I didn't actually do a review on, and how well it will be able to shine for that. So thanks for tuning in. This is the score for Agility right now. It says it's 23. I didn't really add this part in the Grammarly, but you guys can see it didn't make it into the 90s. And I'm thinking that unless it hits it out of the park in the 90s, it also has some issues as well. All right, thanks for tuning in. Links to all the tools will be below, and I'll see you in the next video.